everybody. Thank you for tuning into the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. My name is Samantha Genzer. I'm going to be your show host for you today. We have a very exciting show for you guys. We are first going to be going over the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, the Texas A&M winning the NCAA D1 Women's Tennis Championships, swimmers to watch in the Olympics, Minnesota and Boston battling to win the PWHL Championships, and make sure you stay till the end to hear about the top 10 beach volleyball players around the world. Before we begin, I wanted to ask that you guys like and follow the show, and to become a part of our show, to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. Also, this puts your questions at the top of the list so that I see them, so they get read on the air, and I can see your questions and comments. And we do get a lot of questions from viewers, so it is very helpful if you do use this link. Also, it really does help the show. Okay. I also just want to put in a little disclaimer. I am currently in Texas, and it is hailing outside. For some reason, it hails in Texas in the summer. So if you can hear the pounding on the roof, that is the hail that is literally the size of honestly, they're kind of bigger than golf balls right now. So it's a little terrifying. So I really apologize for the noise in the background if you could hear it. Okay, we're just going to get right ahead and started with the first segment where we talk about the rivalry between Clark and Reese. I'm very excited for this segment. I love talking about the WNBA and talking about both of these players because they are my favorite rookies. Well, two of my favorite rookies. So, very exciting. Okay, so Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are the top two rookies we have seen in this year's WNBA season so far. Reese has had a standout season with the LSU Tigers women's basketball team. She stands at 6 feet 3 inches, and she's a forward known for her dynamic playing style and impressive athleticism. During her time at LSU, Reese quickly became a key player due to her ability to dominate on both ends of the court. She is known for her aggressive rebounding, scoring prowess, and ability to impact games significantly. Her performance was instrumental in LSU's success. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, it's actually kind of terrifying. The hail outside is literally the size of like softballs. This is so bad. Oh my gosh. I can see like our pool right in front of me is like splashing all over the place. Okay, I'm sorry. Continuing back to Angel Reese. Her performance, like I said, was instrumental in LSU's success, and she has garnered attention for her potential to be one of the top players in the country. Reese's presence on the court is marked by her intensity and competitiveness, making her a formidable opponent in the NCAA. On the other hand, Caitlin Clark, during her time with the University of Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball team, she's been nothing short of phenomenal. A guard known for her extraordinary scoring ability, Clark stands out due to her impressive range and shooting accuracy, including from beyond the three-point line. Her court vision and passing skills are really exceptional, making her a formidable player as well. Caitlin Clark has garnered national attention and numerous accolades for her performances, establishing herself as one of the premier talents in college basketball. Her all-around game and competitive spirit make her a standout athlete at Iowa, and she really is doing great at Indiana Fever, but they have yet to win a game. They are struggling in the beginning of the season, really trailing behind a lot of teams, especially with a serious loss to the New York Liberty as one of their very first games. Clark has become very frustrated with her team, at least it seems that way. There's been very, very high expectations for her. People have thought she was going to revive the team and turn them around and make them 10 times better, but that's just not possible. I don't think Clark has been disappointing by any means. She has been a standout player on the team and has done absolutely amazing in the recent games. Her first game, however, was not great with her 10 turnovers, but still she has improved since then in her most recent games. It's been a learning experience, and I have a lot of confidence in her skills. Reese plays for the Chicago Sky, and their record stands at 2-2, 2 wins and 2 losses. Reese has had a solid start. For the season, she's averaging 12.3 points and 7.8 rebounds, which ranks second and first among rookies. Being on two of the top college basketball teams, Clark and Reese were huge rivals, especially last year, and they helped gain so much interest in women's college basketball because of their crazy rivalry. So we're going to talk about their rivalry and the drama that stirs from the both of them. One of the most famous taunts made by Reese to Clark was made during the national championship game. In April 2023 at the NCAA national championship game between LSU and Iowa, Reese shadowed Clark around the course and made a "you can't see me" gesture, which was originally popularized by John Cena by waving her hand in front of her face. Reese also pointed at her ring finger, making reference to the championship prize that would soon be hers. Afterwards, some criticized Reese for the lack of sportsmanship. For instance, ESPN personality Keith Olbermann tweeted after the game about Reese. She wrote, "Doesn't matter the gender, the sport, the background, you're seconds away from the championship, and you do something like this and overshadow all the good. Mindless, careless, and what kind of coach does this team have?" In my opinion, I don't think it's that bad what Reese did. Yes, it was petty and it lacked good sportsmanship. I also hate to see these top two basketball players not support each other on the court. Okay, so I'm sorry, we might be losing power now, if you guys can see the flash. But you have to remember this encounter was during their national championship. Of course, they aren't going to be super friendly with each other on the court. Also, apparently Clark has done the exact same thing, the exact same "you can't see me" gesture 2 games earlier in the tournament without any backlash. And as a result, Reese called out the double standard, which is totally valid. It is weird that Clark had done the same motions and had shown a lack of sportsmanship, but as soon as Reese did it, it was a huge issue. I don't know, there's a double standard there, and I would like to dive into how that's messed up, But anyway, overall, after Reese was called out for a gesture, Clark actually defended her. Clark told ESPN 2 days after the national championship game, "I don't think Angel should be criticized at all. I'm just one that competes, and she competed. I think everybody knew there was going to be a little trash talk in the entire tournament. It's not just me and Angel. Men have always had trash talk. You should be able to play with that emotion. That's how every girl should continue to play." It does upset me that Reese was criticized for trash talking and whatnot, because Clark is right. The game is very competitive. Like, of course there's going to be some trash talking, and we can't just judge people for that when it's a completely normal and common thing that happens in games. It's also from both sides, so it's not like it shouldn't be unexpected. It's a competitive game. But here's another thing that has been a huge part of the rivalry, the White House controversy. It is a customary gesture of the White House to invite the national championship winners to the school for a celebration, but when First Lady Jill Biden said she wanted to invite runner-up Ohio as well, Iowa, I don't know why I keep mispronouncing Iowa, okay, I'm so sorry. First Lady Jill Biden, she wanted to invite Iowa as well, but it didn't sit well with Reese. In response, Reese tweeted a link to a story about the Iowa invite and wrote, quote, "a joke," with 3 rolling on the floor laughing emojis. The First Lady's press secretary, Vanessa Valdivia, explained Biden's thought process, saying the invitation to both teams was meant to applaud the historic game and all women athletes and hope to acknowledge how far women have advanced in sports since the passing of Title IX. This whole controversy is a bit confusing, I'll be honest. I totally understand why Reese was upset that Iowa went to the White House, but I just feel like posting about it probably wasn't the best thing to do. The season was over at this point. She probably should have just supported Iowa going to the White House, or if she didn't want to do that, then she probably should not have posted anything at all. But also, if that was me, I would be upset too, and I understand why she was upset. Her team definitely should have gotten the same national attention and not just one of the teams, if that makes sense. I personally wouldn't have posted, but also I feel like it was valid and reasonable to post after it to stand up for your team. So obviously this rivalry has continued throughout the WNBA season, and many people are always looking for the drama between the two. Recently, Reese deleted a social media post which referenced the league's new policy on charter flights as well as attendance. Many viewed Reese's post as a shot at Caitlin Clark. After the Sky's 90-81 victory over the New York Liberty at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, Reese, who had 13 points and 9 rebounds in the win, took to social media. In the post, she said, "And that's one getting a win in a packed area, not just because of one player on our charter flight." When Clark visited Barclays Center to take on the Liberty last weekend, 17,735 fans showed up. Last night's attendance with Reese in town against the Liberty was listed at 12,049 people, so big difference there. Angel Reese during the Sky's game against the, so that was during Angel Reese's game, if that makes sense. Just said like a bunch of big numbers, and I was like, that, yeah. So there's a bit of a different number in attendance there. Before a post by Reese's mother, it was pretty much unknown if Reese was directing her comment at Clark or Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, who said that WNBA veterans should be glad people are watching because of Clark. People suspected it was about Clark mainly because Reese has repeatedly stated that the WNBA's newfound popularity is due to more than just Clark, and I agree with that. Yes, a lot of attention has come because of Clark, but also because of all the other rookies and players and everything else the WNBA has been doing to promote the league, like with the new franchises and such. But Reese's mother posted that Reese was not taking a shot at Clark. According to Reese's mother, the criticism from the media is misguided. What's more is that the reporting on the since-deleted post has attracted racist comments online. Her mother specifically said, and I quote, that the comment was directed towards the media. Anyway, despite all these controversies and the rivalry that you have on the court, Reese and Clark are supposedly friendly to each other off the court. Back in March, Reese said about the rivalry between her and Clark, "I don't think people realize it's not personal. Once we get out between those lines, if I see you walking down the street, it's like, hey girl, what's up? Let's hang out." I think people just take it like we hate each other. Me and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other. I want everybody to understand that. Once I get between those lines, there's no friends. I'm going to trash talk to you. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get in your head the whole entire game, but after the game, we can kick it. And then Caitlin Clark had said, "We both grew up loving this game, and we're going to do anything we can to help our team's wins." Reese said that she was fine being cast in the villain role, especially in the wake of the interest in the rivalry helping the sport reach new heights. Specifically, she said, "I'll take the hit for it, but I know we're growing women's basketball. If this is the way we're going to do it, then this is the way we're going to do it." The two are really just real competitive fire, and off the court, they are pretty much civil with each other. Sorry, I just got like one of those weather alerts on my phone that even if like your phone is off, it will turn on. So sorry if you could hear that buzzing. And also the hail currently has stopped, so that's good. Anyway, these two are real competitive fire. Off the court, they're pretty much civil with each other. I think a lot of people are expecting there to be more to the on-court rivalry, and people sort of read in between the lines with posts and comments that just stirs up more drama. It's going to be interesting to see if these two star players will have more banter on the court, but I really don't see them as enemies as a lot of people do. I think they respect each other, and at the end of the day, when they're on the court, they are competing, and that is valid to trash talk or distract the person or whatnot. And they're not doing it in a super disrespectful way. They're passionate, competitive players, but they still have the respect for one another, and I admire both of them for that. So, I don't know. I think the rivalry has just been a bit extended in some point and dramatic. It's been exaggerated a bit just because it's interesting to see the drama between the two unfold. But now we're going to move into our next segment where we're talking about Texas A&M winning the 2024 D1 Women's Tennis Championships. Before we get into that, we are going to take a short break, so I will see you guys soon.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Hello guys, welcome back. So we just got done talking about the rivalry between Clark and Reese, and we're now going to go into talking about Texas A&M winning the women's tennis championships. This was a huge win for them. I'm excited to get into the details of it. Before we start, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. This also puts your questions at the top of the list so that I see them when they get read on the air. Once again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. Okay, and also make sure you guys stay to the end to hear about the top 10 beach volleyball players. I ranked them, and I had a lot of fun ranking them. I think beach volleyball is so fun to talk, and with the Olympics coming up, it is super relevant. So recommend staying for that. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get started talking about Texas A&M. Also, it has now started thundering, so I'm so sorry if you can hear that in the background. I sincerely apologize for the background noise if you can hear it. So the Texas A&M Aggies are ranked number 13th in the women's title, and this is the first ever time winning the championships. This is a huge moment for the women's tennis team. About a week ago, the Aggies number 4 seeding double team consisting of Mary Stoyanna and Mia Kupres advanced to the round of 16 in the NCAA tournament, while number 1 seeded Stoyanna also reached the round of 16 in the singles bracket at the Greenwood Tennis Center. Stoyanna continued her run of dominant singles performances in the second round, claiming her 15th straight singles victory over NC State's number 62, Anna, and I'm so sorry that I am pronouncing this incorrectly, Zirianova in straight sets, with the final scores in each match of 6-2 and 6-2, so she really did dominate that. And then Mia Kupres and Mary Stoyanna opened their doubles campaign at the national event against Syracuse's number 35, Miyuka Kimoto and Victoria Kanapaskaya. The Syracuse players jumped out to an early lead, but after taking the first seed 6-4, but the Aggies rallied back to really dominate the second set 6-1. The Aggies duo carried that momentum into the decider, closing out the match 10-4 in a super tiebreaker set to advance to the round of 16. Cooper's single campaign came to an end at this point as she fell to Stanford's number 7 seeded Connie May in the second round. The sophomore finished her season with a 23-9 singles record, which is still really good and impressive, and it was sad to see that her season did end then. Also, oh my goodness, guys, I am so sorry. That is supposed to be a picture of Mia Kupres, not Maya Stoyanna. I am so sorry, guys. So in the picture on the left is Maya Stoyanna. So I'm really sorry about the confusion there. Anyway, mistakes happen. Okay, so and then the Aggies qualified for the NCAA quarterfinals because the doubles team, Mariana Stoyanna and Mia Kupres, reached the final. Stoyanna continued her dominant run for the singles bracket, defeating her third consecutive opponent in straight set. She cruised through the match versus Virginia's number 67, Annabelle Shu, in the round of 16 with the scores of 62 and 62. Yes, it's the same exact scores as the round before. The doubles pair, Stoyanna and Kupres, faced South Carolina number 28, Sarah Hamner and Ayana Ackley in round 2 of the double tournament. After dropping the first set 6-4, the Aggies bounced back with a stellar performance back to claim the second 6-1. The pair closed the Gamecocks out in the decider, outlasting them 10-8 in the super tiebreaker to secure a spot in the quarterfinals. Next, Stoyanna added the fourth consecutive straight set victory in the singles bracket. She faced UC Santa Barbara's number 51, Amelia Honer, in the quarterfinals, downing her 7-5 and 6-4 to advance to the final four. By then, she had won 17 straight singles matches and held a 38-3 record heading into the penultimate round. Unfortunately, though, at the quarterfinals, the double pair Stoyanna and Caprice fell to Tennessee number 11, Sofia Cabezas and Elsa Tomasi. The Aggie duo concluded their outstanding season with a 28-7 record and garnered All-American status, NCAA All-Tournament team honors, and all SEC first-team accolades. Next, at the semifinal, Stoyanna's season came to an end as she fell to Miami's number 10, Alexa Noel. Despite a strong effort from Stoyanna, she was bested by Miami's Noel, 6-3 and 6-2 in the Final Four. She finished the season with a 38-4 singles record. Regardless, Stoyanna had a stellar year where she racked up 7 honors, including SEC Player of the Year, NCAA Tournament MVP, NCAA All-Tournament Team in singles and doubles, All-American in single and doubles, and finally All-SEC First Team. But in the finals, Texas A&M took down Georgia 4-1 after reaching the national championship match in 2013, but falling short to Stanford. The Aggies made no mistake in their second appearance in 2024, taking down Georgia for the first time all season when the stakes were the highest. Beginning outdoors, both teams had to adapt early as play was halted about halfway through the doubles point due to weather, causing the remainder of the match to be played indoors. This switch of surface would prove to be in the favor of the Aggies, as once played resumed indoors, Texas A&M put their foot on the gas and never looked back until the title was in their hands, pretty much. Using wins from the number 2 and number 3 doubles position, it would be Carson Branstein and MelissaHumana-Paredes winning 6-4 from the number 2 position, while Nicole Kieran and Jeanette Morales earned a 6-3 victory from the number 3 position. The third match would go unfinished at the number 1 position as Georgia held the 5-4 lead over Mia Kuprez and Mary Stoyanna. With a crowd and momentum behind them, Texas A&M would not show any signs of slowing down in singles play, winning 4 first sets over the Georgia Bulldogs. Closing it out in straight sets of courts number 1 and number 5, the Aggies now held a 3-1 lead in the match as the Bulldogs gained their only point from the night from a straight set win on the number 4 singles court. In a race to the finish between Branstein on court number 2 and Kieran on court number 3, it would ultimately be Kieran who would deliver the clinch for Texas A&M, delivering a 6-4, 3-6, and 6-1 win on court number 3 to secure the first national title in program history for the Aggies. Texas A&M became the 5th SEC team to win the NCAA Division I Women's Tennis National Championships since 2010. As they joined Florida from their wins in 2011, 2012, and 2014 season, and Vanderbilt University from the 2015 season as the most recent title winners from the conference. Nicole Kieran was really the standout player from the Aggies during the finals. She's a sophomore, so this is really just the beginning for her. I'm excited to see her next year and see if she's able to help Texas A&M possibly clinch another close victory. So we're now going to move on to the next segment where we talk about swimmers you should keep your eye on for the Olympics. But before we get into that, we are going to be taking a short break. So I will see you guys very soon.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about Texas A&M winning the Women's Tennis Championships, and we're now going to move into talking about swimming. I have not talked about swimming in this channel yet, so I'm really excited to get into it. Swimming is a huge sport I feel like to watch in the Olympics, or it could just be me because I grew up with my sister who was a competitive swimmer, so of course we were always focused on the Olympic swimmers. But regardless, you should all really pay attention to Olympic swimming because it is so insane how fast these female athletes can swim. It's a full workout. You can be tall, but you have to have that back and arm strength mixed with the speed and mixed with the muscular legs. So as the Olympics are approaching, I think this is an amazing time to talk about who you should keep an eye on for the Olympic swimming meets and the Olympic Games, Olympic trials, and all of that. Starting off strong with no surprises here is Katie Ledecky. Let me get the picture up. Okay, she is one of the most iconic, famous female swimmers out there. Her career has been distinguished by groundbreaking achievements and a dominance in distance freestyle swimming that is unmatched in the sport's history. Ledecky has won multiple Olympic gold medals across the 2012, 2016, and 2020 games. Her collection includes titles in the 800-meter freestyle, where she has been unbeaten in major international competitions since 2012. She also holds world records in the 800-meter and 1500-meter freestyle. Beyond the Olympics, she has amassed numerous gold medals at the World Aquatics Championships, repeatedly proving her dominance across a range of distances from the 200-meter to 1500-meter freestyle. Ledecky's previous performances has consisted shattered expectations and records. Her victory margins in distance events are often so wide that she is racing against the clock rather than her competitors. So let's talk about why she's so good. Ledecky has the physicality of an Olympic swimmer. She has a tall frame and large hands and feet. She also has that natural athleticism and cardiovascular capacity that allows her to maintain a high-intensity pace for longer than many other people she's competing with, which is why she really excels at the distance events. Also, her stroke efficiency is remarkable. She has that perfect long and smooth technique that maximizes her distance per stroke while minimizing energy use. When it comes to training, Ledecky engages in cross-training to enhance her strength and aerobic capacity. She's going to be strong in the upcoming competitions. I just know it. I have a lot of confidence in her, and it won't be surprising if she is absolutely dominating. Next, I wanted to talk about Regan Smith. Also, someone did just ask if Katie Ledecky is my favorite swimmer, and honestly, you know what? I'm going to have to say Missy Franklin is, because I met Missy Franklin and she was so sweet, but Katie Ledecky is a close second. If you have a chance to meet Missy Franklin, you definitely should. She is like the sweetest person ever. So I want to talk about Regan Smith. She is an exceptional young talent known for versatility and record-breaking performances. She holds the world record in the 200-meter backstroke, which she set at the 2019 World Championships. She beat the previous record by literally more than a half a second, which in the swimming world is a pretty big difference. At the same competition, she not only won gold in the 200-meter backstroke, but she also set a world record in the semifinals of the 100-meter backstroke. This record was unfortunately later broken by someone else in the finals. Smith competed in the 2020 Olympics and earned a bronze medal in the 100-meter backstroke and contributed to the U.S. teams in the medley relays. Just like Ledecky, Smith possesses a swimmer's ideal build with a strong core and long limbs, which provide powerful leverage and efficient strokes. And then her backstroke technique is noted for its fluidity and rhythm with a perfect balance of speed and efficiency. Smith's underwaters are particularly strong, allowing her to gain significant ground on her competitors off each wall. Competing and excelling at the highest level from a young age has equipped Smith with robust intelligence, swimming intelligence, if that makes sense. I'm trying to describe swimming IQ, if that makes sense. But also mental resilience as well, and the ability to handle the other psychological demands of top tier competition. The last thing I wanted to take note of her is her versatility, which is really what stands out to me for her. Beyond her signature backstroke events, Smith has shown remarkable versatility, competing effectively in butterfly and freestyle events, mostly the sprints. This adaptability has made her an invaluable asset in relay teams and expands her medal potential in individual multidiscipline events like the individual medley. She has that natural competitive instinct, and she's definitely going to be a fierce competitor. I have a lot of confidence in her as well. And also, she is... someone just said sport IQ. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Thank you. And also, I do agree. Someone said in the comments that she's beautiful when she swims. She is very graceful when she swims. That is another thing that stands out about her. I agree with that. So now let's talk about Alexandra Walsh. She's more of a rising star as well, which makes her more interesting to watch. She has made significant marks at the collegiate swimming scene, where she clinched NCAA titles in various events. At the 2022 World Championships, Walsh demonstrated her talent by winning medals in the medley events, which really shows how she can perform well in multiple swimming techniques while still relatively somewhat new to the Olympic scene, Walsh's potential was evident during her participation in the 2020 Olympics, where she competed in high-stakes medley and team events, contributing to the U.S. medal tally. Walsh's performances at the NCAA championships and her swift transition to international competition really underscore her readiness and ability to compete at the highest levels. Walsh possesses the ideal swimmer's build as well, with the core strength and long limbs that also provide that powerful strokes and efficient transition between different swimming styles. Her technique in each stroke of the medley is refined and efficient, and it's really contributed to her overall strength in medley events. Her turns and transitions are particularly smooth, I will say, which has helped her maintain momentum and save precious seconds. Walsh's ability to excel in multiple swimming disciplines, including individual medley and team relays, makes her a versatile competitor. The adaptability is crucial for the dynamic environment of the Olympic and World Championship competition. She's going to be a top competitor in a lot of different events and styles, I feel like. Next, we have Kate Douglas. She has excelled in the NCAA swimming championship, securing multiple titles in a variety of strokes, including freestyle, butterfly, and breaststroke. At the 2022 World Championships, Douglas showcased her skills by claiming medals in several events, with really emphasizing her capacity to compete at the global level. Douglas competed in the 2020 Olympics, where she earns a bronze medal in the 200-meter individual medley, demonstrating her strong performance in highly competitive environments. Douglas's standout moments include her NCAA performances, where she has set records and won titles in multiple styles. Her quick adaptation from collegiate to international competition has been seamless, really indicating her readiness for higher stakes at the upcoming Olympics this year. Her technique is refined in each stroke she competes in, particularly in how she executes transitions and turns, which are crucial in medley events. Her efficiency in water is a significant advantage. She's known for her rigorous training and commitment to improvement, and her approach to preparation is comprehensive. She focuses intensely on both physical conditioning and technique refinement, and that is really going to help her in the competitions. Now let's talk about Summer McIntosh, who is one of my other favorite swimmers to watch. At the 2022 World Championships, McIntosh stunned the world by winning gold in events like the 200-meter butterfly. McIntosh ended Ledecky's 13-year undefeated streak in the 800-meter freestyle, winning a sectional meet in February by nearly 6 seconds. McIntosh's 8 minutes 11.39 seconds mark also cleared Ledecky's winning time of 8 minutes and 12.59 seconds from the Tokyo Olympics, though it is still shy of Ledecky's 8 minutes and 4.79 world record from the Olympics in 2016. Also, I know that when you look at like seconds by seconds, it's like 11 seconds and 12 seconds. That's a huge difference in the world of swimming. Like, trust me, it is a huge difference. McIntosh has been setting records both nationally and internationally, indicating her potential to redefine the standards of women's swimming. She made a significant impact during her Olympic debut at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics as one of the youngest competitors, reaching finals and competing fiercely against seasoned athletes. McIntosh has shown remarkable maturity and focus in high-pressure situations, often outperforming much more experienced swimmers. Her mental resilience is a key factor at her success, I'll say. Also, she possesses a fierce competitive spirit, often seen pushing herself to the limit in races. Her desire to win and push boundaries is apparent in how she approaches each competition, and I'll say that she is one of my favorite swimmers to watch because, she really shined competing against the times, Katie Ledecky, and then also, I don't know, watching butterfly is so, like, the core strength you need for that is insane, and she really impressed everyone with that. So that is definitely why she is up there on my list. Okay, next we have Gretchen Walsh. I also wanted to point out one thing from Missy Franklin, what she said about Summer McIntosh, because I felt like this was important. So Missy Franklin, U.S. swimmer and 5-time Olympic medalist, said, "I think the biggest name to come out of the games this summer is going to be Summer McIntosh. She is so young and she has been swimming absolutely out of her mind, and I think she's going to have an unbelievable summer." Having Missy Franklin say something like that about you was a huge deal, so it goes to show how good she is going to be in the upcoming competitions, or at least how good, I think she's going to be in the upcoming Olympics. So now I wanted to talk about Gretchen Walsh. She is mainly known for her speed and sprint events. She's excelled in the NCAA swimming scene, winning titles in sprint freestyles and butterfly events. At the Junior World Championships, Walsh has demonstrated her potential on the international stage by securing medals in sprint events. To add, she has set multiple national age group records in the U.S., marking her as one of the fastest young swimmers in her specialties. Walsh has an ideal build for sprint swimming, with powerful muscles and a compact frame that allow for explosive starts and turns. She also has really good technique. Her stroke technique is optimized for speed with efficient propulsion and minimal drag. Her starts and turns are particularly effective, often giving her a significant advantage in short races. Walsh's standout quality is her sheer speed, making her one of the fastest women in the pool over short distances. Her agility during races, especially in handling quick transitions and maintaining speed through turns, really sets her apart. Not many people can keep up with her. She's a speedy swimmer, and it's going to be interesting to see who she beats in the Olympics and other competition, because she is a rising star, and it will be interesting to see new competition facing her. So we're now going to transition to our next segment, where we talk about Minnesota and Boston battling for the PWHL title. But before we get into that, we are going to be taking a short break. Also, someone did say that they love Walsh's freestyle so much because she makes it seem so effortless. I agree with that. She does. I feel like all these swimmers really make everything seem so effortless, especially when they do butterfly, because that looks like the most challenging swimming style to me, and when they make it look effortless, it is really insane. So we're now going to be taking that short break, and I will see you guys very soon.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got back talking about swimmers you should keep your eye on for the Olympics, and now we're going to transition to talk about women's hockey. We were going to talk about the Professional Women's Hockey League, their championship showdown, Minnesota versus Boston. They're battling for the title. So the PWHL will wrap up in the coming days as Minnesota and Boston battle it out in the league's first finals. No matter the results, the PWHL seem to be headed in the right direction in North America after years of concurrent leagues, voting leagues, pay cuts, and labor issues. The PWHL has already broken numerous attendance records. According to the league, this season garnered over 40 million views and more than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is really impressive. The PWHL is a young and relatively small league, but it can build off the growth that women's hockey more generally has seen in recent years. And like with basketball and soccer, women's hockey has a lot to offer men's hockey fans, a quick, physical, and incredibly skilled game if those fans know where to look. The Canadian Women's Hockey League, or CWHL, was founded as an amateur association in 2007, but quickly grew to become the top women's hockey league in North America. In 2015, the National Women's Hockey League, which eventually became known as the Premier Hockey Federation, PHF, was founded. The latter league focused primarily on the United States, though 2 Canadian teams were eventually added, and most importantly, players were paid. Both the CWHL and PHF expanded over the years, but neither was perfect, and a 2-league debate soon formed. The CWHL didn't pay its players until 2017. The PHF did, though, but working conditions could reportedly be challenging, and the league cut salaries almost immediately in 2016. Still, the leagues continued to coexist until 2019 when, on a seemingly random Sunday morning, the CWHL announced it was folding. Nearly 2 months later, the hashtag For the Game movement and the Professional Women's Hockey League Hockey Players Association emerged from the ashes, formed as a temporary refuge for many of the U.S. and Canadian women's national team players as they worked for better wages, working conditions, and stability in a full-time league outside of the Olympics and IIHF tournaments. 4 years after the formation of the PWHPA, the players were able to establish a collective bargaining agreement. Concurrently, and as suddenly as the demise of the CWHL, the PHF was acquired by Billie Jean King Enterprises and the Mark Walter Group, setting the stage for the debut of the PWHL. Just 5 months later, the inaugural PWHL season began on January 1st, 2024. The league's officially unrecognized player union and collective bargaining agreement is providing unprecedented structure and support for player rights, benefits, and salaries. The current CBA provides for a minimum salary as well as a salary cap for each team, both of which increase by 3% annually. It's boasts all health insurance plans, disability insurance benefits, performance benefits, including $63,250 for the championship team to split amongst players. In 2025, the PWHL will implement an elective 401k plan. Standards are laid out for transportation and hotel accommodations, pregnancy benefits, parental leave, educational support, housing stipends, and relocation expenses. While this all does sound incredibly basic for professional athletes, women's hockey has had to fight for every last benefit, no matter how basic. For example, the Minnesota team and staff had to scramble, ultimately taking 2 different flights to make it to their semifinal series less than a day after finding out their opponent. Coaches, and equally as important equipment, were forced to take a later flight, delaying practices by a day, which obviously is not good for the team. The league has since provided charter flights for the teams going to and from Minnesota. Charter flights and flights in general have infamously been a sticking point of the WNBA, with the league finally instituting a full charter program for the 2024 season. While all PWHL games have at the very least been broadcast live on YouTube, linear television deals have been scarce, particularly in the US, I'll say. Locally driven networks such as Sportsnet Pittsburgh, MSG, and Bally Sports have picked up games, but the league would benefit greatly from securing a national TV deal. This would provide vital sponsorship money and greater mainstream visibility, I feel like. Such deals have proven huge for women's soccer and basketball. The NWSL's current 4-year media deal is valued at $60 million per year, 40 times the value of the previous deal. The WNBA and NBA are currently negotiating new rights with Disney, but the Women's League reportedly wants to double its right fees, currently valued at $60 million per year. Undoubtedly, with time and hopefully broadcast deals, will come PWHL expansion. A handful of players signed 2 or 3-year contracts last year, and with 6 teams in the league, there are a very limited number of roster spots. The key is to find the right time to expand. Independent ownership will also be a key point of contention. Right now, all the teams in the PWHL are owned by the Mark Walter Group, which invites questions about conflicts of interest, though. Anyway, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman initially refused to get involved with women's hockey while there were 2 leagues. Then there are the necessary improvements to team names, logos, and jersey, a better home ring for PWHL New York, reviewing the league system for refereeing and reviewing plays, and getting a real full season under its belt. But anyway, regardless, nevertheless, let's talk about Boston versus Massachusetts game. Boston versus Massachusetts, that would be interesting. Boston versus Minnesota game. So Boston led Minnesota 1-0 in the sorry, I was loading the picture. In the PWHL Finals in the first game for the Walter Cup. In Game 1, Boston opened the finals with a 4-3 victory in a back-and-forth battle with Minnesota. The game was full of momentum swings as Boston responded to Minnesota's 1-0 and 2-1 leads with equalizers. Minnesota countered Boston's 3-2 lead with a tying goal, and Boston ultimately pulled ahead with Jess Healy's winning goal at 17 minutes and 25 seconds of the second period to cap a 5-goal middle frame. Taylor Heise, sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I think it's Heise, had 2 goals and 1 assist, and Michaela Cava had 1 goal and 2 assists to lead Minnesota's offense. For Boston, defender Megan Keller had 2 assists, Susanna Tepani scored her 3rd goal of the playoffs, Taylor Winskonskova netted her 2nd, and Hannah Brandt recorded her 1st of the postseason. Erin Frankel made 30 saves to secure a 4th straight playoff victory, with Maddie Rooney stopping 18 shots in defeat. Game 1 was the highest scoring contest of the PWHL playoffs to date, with the teams combining for 7 goals. Both Boston and Minnesota's offenses totaled 7 goals in their respective semifinals. Boston has won both playoff games and have 6 straight victories overall at the Saga Center at UMass Lowell, dating back to February 21st. The successful stretch followed a rough patch of just 1 win in their first 7 home games and a streak of 4 straight home losses. Boston's first home victory was a 4-3 overtime triumph against Minnesota on January 27th and their 3rd home appearance. That contest was one of 3 4-goal games for the Boston offense and home ice, also counting the regular season final against Montreal in Game 1 of the final. During the regular season, Minnesota won 5 times and produced 14 points in 12 road games and are 1-3 on the road so far in the playoffs. Boston has played in 12 straight 1-goal games, including all 4 of the playoff victories. Their last time Boston did not have a 1-goal result was March 13th and a 4-0 loss to Minnesota Xcel Energy Center. Across the PWHL, there were a total of 39 1-goal games played during the regular season, which technically represents more than half of the 72-game schedule. Boston led the regular season with 10 1-goal wins and 16 1-goal contests and are a perfect 4-4 so far in 1-goal playoff games. They've won just twice all season by a 2-goal margin and have just 6 losses by a spread of 2 or more goals. Minnesota had 7 wins and 14 1-goal results during the regular season and are 1-2 in playoffs. Boston has benefited from timely goals from unlikely contributors who have made the most of their opportunities. Jess Healy scored the winning goal in Game 1 on just her 3rd shot of the playoffs. It was just the 2nd goal of the season for the 27-year-old who played the least for the game's 6 defenders on Game 1 with 9 minutes and 13 seconds time on ice. 4th-line forward Taylor Winkowski scored the team's 2nd goal in Game 1 on her 3rd shot of the playoffs and logged just 6 minutes and 15 seconds of ice time. The 26-year-old scored her first goal of the season in the triple overtime marathon in the semifinals. And then we have Minnesota's Taylor Heise and Michaela Cava found instant chemistry in Game 1, combining for 6 points total. They played on the team's top line with Captain Kendall Coyne-Schofield, who chipped in 1 assist with a trio, all recording +3 ratings. Heise, a 24-year-old rookie, scored twice with 1 assist on Sunday and leads the playoffs with 4 goals and 5 points. The first overall pick in the inaugural PWHL draft has matched her regular season goal total over the last 2 playoff performances and now has 4 goals and 3 assists in 5 total games against Boston. Cava scored the first goal of the PWHL finals and contributed primary helpers on Heise's goals for the career high performance. Last season, she was named the MVP of the Isabel Cup playoffs with the PHF's Toronto Six and also brings championship experience from her time playing in Russia and the SDHL. Minnesota is expected to return to goaltender Nicole Hensley between the pipes in Game 2. It would be her first playoff to start since a 4-0 loss to Toronto in Game 1 of the semifinals. The 29-year-old from Lakewood, Colorado, started 14 games for Minnesota during the regular season with 1 shutout, a goals against average of 2.19, and save percentage of .919. She's more than familiar with the opposition, having started 4 of the team's 5 games against Boston during the year. So now we are going to move on to the last segment where we talk about the top 10 beach volleyball players. Before we get into that, we are going to be taking a short break, so I will see you guys very soon. Welcome back, guys. Thank you guys for joining for our very last segment. We just got done talking about the PWHL Championship, Boston versus Minnesota, and we are now going to talk about the top beach volleyball players. This is our last segment. I am very excited for this segment. So we are going to be ranking the top 10 beach volleyball players out there, and as the Olympics are approaching, professional beach volleyball players are gaining more and more attention, and I think this is a perfect time to rank the top 10. When I ranked these players, I decided on a lot of different factors. I evaluated them based on awards, how they have played in the past, commitment to the sport, other sorts of athletic achievements, and their impact on popularizing beach volleyball. Before we get into these rankings, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. My top 3 are U.S. players, and I also have 3 players from Brazil. I wanted to switch it up, have people from different teams and countries, but I just really could not take my mind off of some of these players from these teams, and I feel like they belong on the list. So I apologize for repeating people from the same team. Anyway, we're just going to dive right in. Okay, guys. At number 10, we have Agatha Bernachek from Brazil. She achieved a significant milestone in her career by winning the silver medal at the 2016 Olympics with her then partner Barbara Chesses. Before that, in 2015, she won the World Tour Finals with Chesses, confirming their status as top competitors in the international circuit. And then they both clinched a gold medal in the Netherlands at the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. Bernachek's game is characterized by her strategic expertise. She's known for her ability to read the game and make split-second decisions that often lead to points. One of her most famous plays occurred during the 2016 Olympics, where she demonstrated her defensive capabilities with numerous crucial digs and blocks in the semifinals against the U.S. team, helping to secure their progression to the final. Ultimately, what sets her apart is her intellectual approach to beach volleyball. She studies opponents meticulously, which enables her to exploit their weaknesses effectively. Her serves may vary in speed and accuracy, making it often difficult for opponents to predict and adapt. At number 9 is Kira Walkenhorst from Germany. She is known for her remarkable achievements, particularly with Laura Ludwig. Walkenhorst achieved her most notable success at the 2016 Olympics, where she won the gold medal with Ludwig. In 2017, Walkenhorst and Ludwig continued their success by winning the FIVB World Championships in Austria. In 2015, 2016, and 2017, Walkenhorst was 3 consecutive gold medalists at European Championships. Her ability to perform under pressure and make critical plays during crucial moments is a hallmark of her career. Her defensive skills, especially her blocks against fast and powerful spikes, are often highlighted in replays and have been crucial in turning the tide in many matches. Her resilience is notable, having overcome various injuries throughout her career, including a long battle with hip and knee problems that led to a temporary retirement in 2019. Her comeback in 2020, although challenging, highlighted her determination and passion for the sport. Walkenhorst is not only a role model for young athletes because of her achievements, but also for her perseverance and commitment to overcoming obstacles. At number 8 is Laura Ludwig from Germany, who we just talked about with Walkenhorst. We went over how she won the gold medal at the Olympics and her other successes with Walkenhorst, so let's just focus on some other important aspects of her as a player. She's renowned for her defensive skill and game intelligence. One of her most memorable plays occurred during the 2016 Olympics, where her incredible save and subsequent point during a crucial match exemplified her reflexes and skill. Her ability to read the game and make miraculous digs has turned potential points for opponents into opportunities for her team. Also, she is a natural leader on the court, known for her ability to uplift and strategically align her teammates. Her partnership with Walkenhorst was particularly synergistic, and with Ludwig often taking the role of the defensive anchor, allowing Walkenhorst to maximize her blocking skills. Next up, number 7 is MelissaHumana-Paredes. In 2019, she and Sarah Pavan won the World Championships. Their victory was a milestone for Canadian beach volleyball, as it marked the country's first ever gold medal in the event. And I'm sorry, I forgot to say that she is from volleyball. She is from Canada. Before that, in 2018, Humana-Paredes and Pavan secured the gold medal at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. And then throughout her career, Humana-Paredes has collected numerous titles at the FIVB World Tour, and she helped Canada secure a gold medal at the ABC Beach Volleyball Continental Cup in 2022. which was crucial for Olympic qualification. Humana-Paredes is known for her agility and quick reflexes, which have led to numerous memorable plays. One standout moment was during the 2019 World Championship Finals, where her series of defensive saves and smart shots played a crucial role in clinching the title. She was particularly adept at reading the opponent's setup and intentions, which allows her to position herself optimally for her defensive plays. Her serves are also a significant part of her game, often varying in speed and trajectory to disrupt the opponent's rhythm and create scoring opportunities directly from service. At number 6, not much of a shocker, is Sarah Pavon. We pretty much just talked about her accomplishments with Humana-Paredes, so let's just dive more into her specifically as a player. She represented Canada at 2 Olympic Games, which speaks volumes about her consistency and high-level performance under pressure. She competed at the 2016 and 2020 Olympics. Pavon is known for her height, standing at 6 feet and 5 inches, which she uses to great advantage at the net. Her blocking has always been a key aspect of her as a player, but beyond her physical attributes, she is very intelligent on the court. She wouldn't have been so successful with Humana-Paredes without her good communication skills, teamwork, and intelligence on the court. Pavon often took the role as primary attacker and blocker, which allowed Humana-Paredes to excel in defense. They complement each other perfectly, and they were one of my favorite pairs to watch. They had great chemistry, like it felt like they could read their minds, if that makes sense. Next, at number 5, is Thalita Antunes from Brazil. She has won numerous events on the FIB World Tour and represented her country in 3 Olympic Games, 2008, 2012, and 2016. In 2007, she was a gold medalist at the Pan American Games, and she also had secured gold medals at the South American Games, which showcases her dominance in the region. Antunes is known for her blocking and quick attacks. One of her most notable performances was during the FIVB World Tour, where she managed to consistently outplay her opponents with swift offensive moves and solid defensive positioning. Over her career, she has formed successful partnerships with several top players, including Renata Ribeiro, Maria Elisa, and Larissa Franksa, with whom she has achieved significant success. Antunes' special qualities include her exceptional court awareness and her ability to anticipate opponents' moves, which make her an expert at positioning both herself and her partner effectively during play. Her serves are strategic, often tailored to exploit opponents' weaknesses, and her shots are very precise. At number 4 is Larissa Franksa, who I just mentioned. In 2007 and 2011, her performances at the Pan American Games demonstrated her competitive abilities, where she earned gold. She also claimed numerous FIVB World Tour finals, holding the record for the most FIVB beach volleyball titles by any player. In 2012, she competed in the London Olympics with her then partner Juliana Filisberta, and they won bronze. In 2011 and 2015, Franksa won the World Championships. She's known for her tactical intelligence and incredible defensive skills. One of her most famous plays came during the 2012 Olympic semifinals, where her defensive saves and strategic shot placements were crucial in close sets. Her ability to read the game and make physical, pivotal plays under pressure has been a defining aspect of her career. She's a natural leader and has a profound influence on her teammates. Her partnerships, particularly with Juliana Filisberta and later with Thalita Antunes, were highly successful due to her leadership experience and strategic gameplay. I'm so sorry if you guys can hear my dog in the background. She is very angry and dramatic. Anyway, one of Larissa Franksa's standout qualities is her adaptability. Over the years, she has been able to adjust her style of play to complement her partners effectively, which is obviously very crucial in the duo dynamic of beach volleyball. Moving on to number 3, we have April Ross from the US, who is my favorite volleyball player to watch. She was the Olympic silver medalist in 2012 alongside Jennifer Kessie, and she was the Olympic bronze medalist in 2016 with Carrie Walsh. In 2020, Ross paired with Alex Kleinman, and they won gold. In 2017, Ross was also the silver medalist at the FIVB World Championships, and she has claimed numerous titles on the FIVB World Tour. Ross is known for her aggressive and powerful style of play. One of her most memorable plays was during the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Finals, where her series of aces and pressure serves significantly contributed to securing the gold medal. Her ability to deliver in high-pressure situations, combined with her tactical serving and attacking, makes her a standout player. Ross's persistence and mental toughness set her apart. Her determination to improve and win is evident in her approach to training and match preparation. Ross's game intelligence allows her to adapt her strategies effectively against different opponents, and her offensive skills, particularly her spike and block, are top tier, making her a comprehensive threat on the court. I also was just thinking, I actually think she's my second favorite person to watch. When I say watch, I just mean like just watch in general, because they always make it interesting on the court. But the first ranked person in this top 10 list is my favorite person to watch, like the ultimate favorite, but she's my second favorite, April Ross. Okay, moving on to second is MistyMay-Treanor from the US. In 2004, 2008, and 2012, May-Treanor and Kerri Walsh-Jennings won 3 consecutive Olympic gold medals, a record for female beach volleyball players. In 2003, 2005, and 2007, May-Treanor also captured 3 FIVB World Championships, and then in 2009, she was awarded the AVP Best Defensive Player. May-Treanor was renowned for her incredible defensive skills, with a play style characterized by agility, precision, and tenacity. One of her most famous moments came during the 2008 Olympics, where she and Walsh-Jennings didn't drop a single set throughout the tournament. Her footwork and conditioning were also notable, as she could cover the sand court with exceptional efficiency, making plays that seemed out of reach for most players. At very first here, I have Kerri Walsh-Jennings, who I just mentioned. I mean, this really isn't that much of a surprise that she is ranked first. As I mentioned, she won 3 consecutive gold medals and claimed multiple world championships. She also paired up with April Ross in the 2016 Olympics, where they won the bronze medal. And over her career, Walsh-Jennings has won many titles on both the AVP and FIVB tours. Walsh-Jennings is known for her remarkable blocking and intimidating presence at the net. One of her most memorable plays was during the 2012 London Olympics finals, where her series of blocking kills were pivotal in securing her 3rd Olympic gold. Walsh-Jennings' impact on her team extends beyond her individual skills. Her leadership and experience make her a guiding force for her partners. Her strategic insight and court awareness enable her to adapt her play style to complement her players' strength, which has been evident in her successful transitions between teammates over the years. Her legacy in beach volleyball is monumental, I'll say. She has not only accumulated an impressive array of titles, but also played a significant role in popularizing the sport, especially in the US. Her commitment to excellence and her approach to training and preparation have set new standards in the sport. Beyond her athletic achievements, Walsh-Jennings is dedicated to promoting beach volleyball and encouraging participation, especially among younger women, and I really admire her for that. So that concludes our show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, presented to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you once again, and have a wonderful day.